Arbitration.
Hey guys, thanks for checking out my video, and I want to provide you guys something that I think is a big deal. The post office basically admitted something that Brian Renfro has been scaring people into believing, and that it's not true. According to many people in the union, the arbitration advocates, Charlie Miller, Corey Walton, and this reinforces the case for arbitration. And you can see from the report that was published that went alongside the Board of Governors meeting that happened this past Wednesday, where they shared the financial state of the post office, and they shared the annual 10K report. The annual 10K report, every company publishes this. It's a yearly report that goes over the finances of any company, usually in the private sector, but also us, where they mentioned something in the document that where it referenced other factors that might influence costs or the budget of the post office, and mentioned in a small part where they talked about the possibility of arbitration if the tentative agreement is declined and it goes to arbitration. And they said that the arbitrator is not obligated to consider the finances of the post office in making their decision. So this is something that they're really afraid of, and it's something we need to exploit as much as possible and push for the union to take it to arbitration, because even the post office knows they're screwed if this goes to arbitration.
It's afraid. It's afraid!
This is great for us, of course, and it's another reason why we need to vote no on the tentative agreement. And if you look at the, also in that report, 10K report, they posted the salaries this year for the executive levels of the post office, DeJoy, Tolino, everybody else. And I've noticed for the last 3 years, right, the contract was being negotiated for the carriers for the last 2 years, and you guys went without COLAs for those 2 years. And even after the tentative agreement offering you guys 3.9%, Tolino, the guy doing the contracts, he is made over 9%, 9.12% over the last 3 years that he was playing around with you guys negotiating that bullshit contract. The Board of Governors gave him a 9% raise, and he gave you 3.9%. And this is not even counting his bonuses. His bonus is his total compensation was about $666,000. That included his performance bonus from his base. His base was about $300,000. So he made almost double that just on his total on his bonuses. So this is it kind of shoots down the excuses that they have about not paying us what we need to make, but they'll pay themselves whatever they want to make, and then cry poverty for the rest of us.
The Postal Reorganization Act plays a significant role in setting the standard for wages, and it requires letter carriers, postal workers, to be paid at a comparable rate to those in private industry. There's no caveat in that says only when the Postal Service is making a profit, or only when the Postal Service can afford it. When Congress passed the Postal Reorganization Act, they also gave the Postal Service the ability, through the Postal Rate Commission, to set its rates, and to set the rates contingent upon its cost, and that would include its labor cost. It makes no difference if the Postal Service is making a profit or not. The Postal Reorganization and Congress's intent was that the Rate Commission would raise the rates to cover the cost. How are they going to cover the cost of this current 1.3% increase per year? They're going to raise the rates a few cents. Do you know what it's going to cost them if we get a 5% or 10% or 20% increase in our wages? They just raise the rate a few more cents. It's cents. That's all it is, the difference between us having a decent wage, a wage that we deserve, than where our own letter carriers are making fast food, NALC members making fast food wages, and the APW getting paid more than our entry-level carriers. The arbitration process has to take that in consideration. That's the primary, the fundamental thing that they look at. In addition, in 1999, arbitrator Fleischle determined that letter carriers the work was much more arduous for a letter carrier, and that they deserved higher pay. And in his national level award, he recognized that and mandated that letter carriers receive a higher level. What else comes into play? What other considerations that are out there is that there's no justification for an NALC member to make fast food wages. There's no justification that NALC members qualify for public assistance or have to live out of their car. Wages are so low that letter carriers cannot afford its own union's health care. If they get a cheaper health care plan, they stand a chance of going bankruptcy because of the high deductibles on these plans. In my view, we have a very strong case for arbitration.